one voice in favour of ensuring the release of the hostages that are currently under the control of Hamas, and also to ensure that immediate ceasefire took place to protect civilian life in Gaza. That SNP opposition, they obviously turned into a Labour opposition. In that regard, Mr Speaker, you apologised to the SNP, and indeed you apologised to this House. You said, "I made a mistake. We do make mistakes, and I own up to mine. We can have an SO24 to get an immediate debate because the debate is so important to the House." Those were your words, Mr Speaker. In good faith, my colleagues and I sought to bring forward an SO24 debate which would have, amongst other things, sought to end the sale of arms to Israel, and indeed to ensure that this House said to the government that it must use its voice at the United Nations to exercise our view in favour of an immediate ceasefire. It's my understanding, Mr Speaker, that SO24 application has not been accepted. Can you please advise me when it will?
Can I first of all say a great thanks to the honourable gentleman for giving notice of his point of order. The standing order says that I should not give the reasons for any decision regarding an SO24 application. Indeed, properly, we should not be discussing it when it's a private application of the Speaker. However, given the exceptional circumstance we find ourselves in today, my view is that I ought to nonetheless explain my reasoning. In determining whether a matter is proper to be discussed under standing order, I must have regards to two criteria. Firstly, the extent to which it concerns the administrative responsibilities of Ministers of the Crown or could come within the scope of the ministerial action. I am satisfied that that matter does not relate to the areas of ministerial responsibility and falls within the scope of the ministerial action. Secondly, in determining whether a matter is urgent, I must have regard to the probability of the matter being brought before the House in time by other means. The House came to a resolution on this matter on Wednesday last week. Further, I understand the government. I further understand the government is ready to make a relevant statement tomorrow, so there is a very imminent opportunity for this matter to come before. For this important matter, for the matter to come before the House. That is why I have decided the application for an emergency debate should not proceed. That decision, of course, does not mean that members cannot apply for a debate at a later stage when circumstances might have changed. Whilst the decision is mine to take, I have consulted the deputies on this matter and the clerks, and we have agreed on this approach. We now come to the statements. I call the Secretary of State for Defence.